And welcome back to the second ever episode of the Gramble On podcast, the podcast made by degenerates for degenerates. I'm Steve, this is Bob, we're both brothers, and we like to gamble.
That is true.
Bob, you want to tell them our ground rules before we get into what this is all about?
Yeah, why don't we talk about that? Alright, so basically big things that we want to harp on every video. Do your homework, alright? Don't make any picks 15 minutes before the game. There's a ton of stats online. You should be able to figure out which ones are going which way. We're here to basically give you...
we're doing the work for you,
yeah.
But still do some work yourself.
And, don't pay for picks. We're here. We're here to give you free picks. And we're going to give you what we pick every week so that you can make money just like we make money. This is real money, real bets.
I had a pretty good week last week, Bob.
I had a decent week, but we all, overall, we made money.
We'll get into that a little bit later.
And obviously, don't bet what you can't afford to lose, alright? Just think of it as you're lighting this money on fire, alright? And we'll make you money. Just don't put the house on shit.
We're saying that our lawyers told us to say that. We don't want people knocking at our doors telling us that we're the reason why they got their fucking house taken away from them.
Alright, let's talk about week one.
So, hopefully, week one, people that watched us the first episode are back for round number 2 because they saw how successful we were, Bob, right?
And hey, seriously, thank you for the subscribers, thank you for the views, thank you for the likes, the retweets, the sharing. It was great. Did not even expect that much love from you guys, and it's been awesome.
More than I expected, so thank you. Which, hopefully, maybe you guys didn't take us too seriously, just watched it for the entertainment, but Bob, we went 58% last week.
We did.
Pretty good.
Pretty damn good.
We weren't lying to you when we told you we knew what we were talking about.
If you add the Stanford pick, we actually did 61.5%.
So now you're wondering, what does 58% mean? Like, that's terrible, that's failing. I got 58s in science and they made me retake the test.
This is what we live and die by, is this percentage.
When it comes to gambling, anything close to 60, that's what the pros in Vegas do. Alright? It's kind of our goal.
That's exactly what our goal is.
We think we're right up in that echelon as them. We're just as good as them. And we want to bring it to you. So, like I said, week one, we went 7 out of 12 picks, which puts us at 58.3%. We did talk to you about the Stanford pick. We were about it. We both personally bet it. We just didn't want to tell a viewer to bet something that we were on the fence on. That ended up hitting the over in the Stanford USC game, which would put us at 8-13, which is 61%. We're hovering right around 60%, right where we want to be.
Which is perfect, right where we want to be. Remember, to make money, you have to be over 52.4%. All right, and the difference even between 52.4 and 52.5 is the difference of hundreds of dollars over a year. Those small percentages, and you got to think, we're 6 to 8% above that.
Well, let's also remind them, Bob, that these percentages are also all based on the fact that you bet the same amount of money on every single game. You can't be betting 25 on one game and 75 on the other.
Which we do. Which we don't follow the conventional way of doing it. But yes,
this is all based on you betting the same amount of games. So you can't. Hey, Steve, you said you were 60%. I still lost $100 last week. Well, I was 60%. How much did you put? On
at 60%, you put $100 down. We made you about $200. If you only did for the 7 games, we probably made you about $150. If you put $100 every game, but I mean, you had a good week. You went.
I had a great week. Yeah, start off. I'm up about almost $1,000.
Woo! I'm only up $20. I was a little bit more conservative.
Bob, wild week. Well, let's start off from people that watched the last episode. I was like, the over in the Cowboys Bucks game is gonna hit, which was an easy route hit. And then my ass got a little greedy and was like, you know what? For an extra $100, I'm gonna parlay with them -2.5. Bucks are gonna win by 3.
And somebody got the half
Point hooked me. Wasn't worth it. That's why you don't do it, Bob. I had the over.
Don't get greedy.
I got greedy, so I was down early. But your
So
boy
was
fought
I.
back.
Yeah, we fought back.
Came
We
back
did
with
well.
a big weekend. On Saturday. Well, actually, it started off even worse.
Let's start off.
Let's go
with
into our
losses.
Saturday losses. Well, for me, it started off even worse. I went Ohio, Oregon, which was another one. I said hammer it, which I did myself. 63.5 points. This is 63 points with 8 minutes left in the game. I thought it was chalk. Thought it was chalk.
All we needed was 1 point. Nothing.
Didn't really work out, but and then we came back strong with Iowa +4.5, Michigan -7, and then the Stanford over. Ended the day on 3 straight wins, and that really set me up for a big Sunday, Bob.
Yeah, it did. And we still had a few other losses. Georgia State, NC. I mean, North Carolina put up 59 points. What are you gonna do with that? Did not see that coming.
I did mention it, Bob. I did say somehow it has the potential to light the lamp.
And then we got Boston College laying those 37 points, baby. Woo!
I mean, my whole bet was based on Jurkovic.
He got injured, right?
He played 2 series.
Yeah.
He scored a touchdown in the first series.
Nailed it.
Got hurt in the second one. I mean, mind you, I don't even know if that actually would have covered because BC also gave up 27 points.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you can't account for it. I'm blaming it on injuries. You can't really blame a loss on too much, but
Yeah. We'll talk it. We'll take that.
like Aaron Rodgers says, there's no such thing as a good interception, but when you get punched in the dick, can't really blame him for
No, you
throwing the
can't.
ball.
And then we had the Chiefs -5.5. They were down the whole game. I'm surprised they even pulled out a win.
Came back to win it. Mind you, Bob, that was part of my big Sunday. Was a live bet on the Chiefs money line when they were down by 12. That helped me a lot. So
Yeah.
you're like, Steve, you told me all these picks. I didn't make as much money as you. I gotta get on the Twitter. That's my fault. I gotta get on the Instagram. I gotta tell you what I'm doing more often because sometimes out of left field, I'll be like, yo, live bet Chiefs money line right now at +120.
And take it. And then our last 2 bad beats, Bills money line on my parlay. They had 20 unanswered points in the second half.
Bills laid an egg.
What are you gonna do? And then the big one, Packers -4.5. They barely even covered 0.
They didn't.
They didn't cover 0. I'm sorry. Yeah.
They could have shut the team out and we still would have lost. Yeah, so that was Aaron Rodgers and that whole team looked awful. They really looked like a team that they were like, oh, we're gonna win this game. And they just. We'll talk about the Pack later.
Yeah. Let's talk about the win.
Talk about the wins. And I glossed over it, the Saturday win. Let's not forget about our Wisconsin Eastern Michigan under.
That was a huge win.
That was an easy one. That's one we let off the show with. It was a good win. So NFL Seahawks -3. Did you see how they ended the half? Fucking rusty. They're up by 4 points. I was like, all right, they got the ball with like 30 seconds left. We'll go into half covering. I like where I'm at. Rusty drops back, hucks it 70-yard down the field for a tutter.
Yes.
I was like, all right, going into the half up by a touchdown, even better. So once that happened, I was like, that's looking pretty fucking good. The Pats Fins under got dicey, got close.
It got close, but
I was right where I said both teams aren't going to touch 20.
Right, and they didn't. They got
didn't.
close to that.
I was scared that there was going to be a tie game.
That fumble helped, that tie game was definitely on the cards.
And what about one of the easiest picks? What about one of the easiest picks of the weekend? Lions 49ers over. I mean, it was over
49ers
at
almost
halftime.
Yeah.
There was 40. We needed a touchdown in the second half.
Nailed it.
I love bets like that, Bob. Where you just I can turn this off.
Yeah, turn it off.
Got
Let's
it.
watch another
Boom.
game.
First off, that's over. I feel bad for all those Lions backers out there that thought they could pull off the miracle of 8.5 points. Man, we're 49ers backers sweating. Imagine that, up by 24 and then giving up 16 points in the last minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah. Ooh-wee. We got the Michigan in spades, -7. And then what did we tell you about Iowa?
Told them. Money line. Money line. I said money line.
We just said take
Play
the
it
points.
safe with 4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like we said, Stanford over late night. I was drunk, needed more money for Sunday. Hammered it. But yeah, overall had a great day.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, I know we talked about Raiders. I did say, if anything, I like the Raiders +5.
I didn't touch it, and that's probably where, if I did, I would have came out of the week up 200. But
I ended up betting them. I said, fuck the points. We're going money line. They're winning the game. First time the fans are in Vegas. And what a fucking ending, Bob.
what an ending.
Woo! This is what makes gambling fun and not fun at the same damn time. I thought I won it, I thought I lost it, and then won it again. Woo! But hit the money line.
Hey, that's what makes it fun.
Headed into week 2 with a decent bankroll.
Right, and that's all we have to. That's all we had to do week 1. Survive.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to have a little bit of money, but really the main goal is the push for week 1.
First September,
Yeah.
when it comes to football, the first few weeks, like Jim Valvano said, survive in advance.
That's right.
Survive in advance. The
And-
late great Jimmy V. Survive in advance.
That's right, and that's what leads us into week 2. Now we can really kind of loosen the belt a little bit and start making some good money.
We're still playing it safe though, because
Gotta still be conservative, but
who knows?
you can still.
Was week
Yeah.
1? Was this a flash in the? Is this who they are? We still
Right.
need a few more weeks to figure it out, but we have more of an understanding than we did
Right.
going into week 1. So.
Right, exactly. So let's start it off with the UFC picks. We got UFC this weekend.
Bob's good. Bob always knocks these picks out, if you know what I mean. Haha, dad joke.
So the headliner is Anthony Smith versus Ryan Spann. Let's really be honest here. Anthony Smith is no fucking punk. All right. This dude is tough as fucking nails. He went 5 rounds with John Jones. He submitted Alexander Gustafsson.
Did he fight John Jones?
He fought him 6 fights ago. But yeah, he submitted.
Mind you,
Duff.
people. I don't know shit. This is all Bob UFC, but trust him. Trust what he says.
So-
I'm not gonna say a word because I don't know shit. He knows it.
Anthony Smith is no punk at all. He's tough as nails, but he's starting to get on a downslope. There's a lot of chinks in his armor. Ryan Spann has the reach on him. I think Ryan Spann's going to keep him on the outside. I'll take the points. I'll go Ryan Spann. We're going to put $50 on him to win. He's a +150. So you'll make a little bit of money off of it.
50 to win 75.
The risk is we don't know what Spann's going to look like in deep waters. So that's why I'm not hammering it. I like it. I'm going to put a little bit of money on it, but who knows what rounds 4 and 5 are going to look like, and how it's going to go. But with the reach, with his kickboxing, he should be able to hold Anthony Smith off and maybe get the KO. He's got some heavy hands. Then the other 2 bets that we're going to make, we're going to take that Ryan Spann, we're going to parlay him with Arman Tsarukyan. I think that's how you say his
Spell
name.
that for the audience.
It's Tsarukyan. He's the next Khabib Nurmagomedov. He is gonna wrestle the shit out of anybody, take him down. He's a -700. It'll give you a little bit of a bump in the parlay, and we're gonna parlay him with Joaquin Buckley. Now Joaquin Buckley, he was the guy that he the other guy caught his leg and he did the spin around kick and knocked
potentially
him
one
out.
of the great top. That's
Huge.
a top 10 knockout of all time.
Yeah.
And it's gonna stay in the top 10 until 10 people get knocked out better.
He's got a huge highlight reel finish on that one. He took a few losses after that, just because of the hype. But the dude's tough as nails. He boxes like Mike Tyson. He is a brick shithouse, and he's going up against Antonio Arroyo. Antonio Arroyo, and Antonio Arroyo fought a guy basically the same size as Joaquin Buckley and let him on the inside the whole fucking time. You give that to Joaquin Buckley, he's gonna knock your fucking block off. And that's what I think is going to happen. He's going to get on the inside, and there's going to be an uppercut, and we got another highlight reel finish. So I'm going to take Joaquin Buckley, Ryan Spann, and Arman Tsarukyan, whatever the fuck his name is, parlay them together, and I'm going to put and I'm going to
If
put
it makes you feel
$25
easier
on
to
it.
find the bet, he's fighting a name we can pronounce a lot easier, and that's Christos Giagos.
There we go.
All right. So, the Armenian that's fighting the American called Christos Giagos. We're looking for Tsarukyan, a name you can't, well, at least our illiterate asses can't pronounce.
Right.
Yeah. We're betting the guy that's getting knocked out is Giagos. So we're taking
Right.
Tsarukyan.
Don't worry, we're going to spell it in the description anyway, so you'll be able to see it. So that's it for UFC picks. Let's talk about tonight.
Tonight, I guess I'll start here. When it comes to the game itself, the over-under, the 40.5 and the over is very tantalizing.
I think it's going to happen.
I think it's going to go over too, but it's also the Giants and the Skins, and it's one of those, I was telling Bob earlier before we started recording, this is one of those games that within the first 5 minutes, over under, you're going to know what it is. It's going to be either a shootout or it's going to be a slugfest. But no, who knows? So be careful playing the over under. If you had to bet it, I'd say over just because of how low the points are, but stay away from the over under. Game wise, also spread. I do like the Skins -3. I personally have already bet it. Just because
I took the over.
Yeah, so same,
But what we do agree on is that
Dan Jones over 22 rushing yards. Well, you got it at
22.5.
You got it at 22.5. I waited an extra 45 minutes and I got it at 24.5. So that goes to show that the book is lopsided.
Yeah.
Fucking lopsided.
Everybody's leaning towards it, and let's be honest. Dan Jones last year, he averaged about 30 yards a game. The year before that, he averaged about 21, 22-ish. And last week, he put up 27. So we should be safe.
The only thing I'm worried about, Bob, is the fact that he might get sacked 6 times.
Right, and that is going to really hurt us.
Yeah.
So hopefully, no sacks. He comes out of this alive.
But also the thing is, and this is what we're betting on too, is the fact that he could also rip off a 50-yard touchdown run.
And
the dude is.
We'll take it.
He's just as fast as Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
He doesn't. His agility isn't. He's a great runner. People sleep Dan Jones. He's not that good of a passer, but that dude can fucking run.
Yes.
He can fucking run. Hopefully he stays on his feet when he's past all the defenders too.
So that's what we're gonna do for NFL tonight, and for college, I like Ohio, Lafayette minus or under 57. I think it's gonna come out just by the numbers. Don't really know much about either team, to be honest with you. Just numbers wise, it should come out. So that's another bet that I have on the table. Let's move on to NCAA picks.
There's a lot out here, guys. Bob legitimately called me 3 hours ago and he goes, "What do you like for college?" And I said a few games. He goes, "Yeah, well, I got like 20 games I like. I was like, what?
So we shaved it down.
Yeah.
And we got.
No, North Carolina. I was like, all right, cool, yeah.
They're actually in Virginia. That's how much he knows.
It's like, wow, I'm not gonna bet on it. I don't even know where their school is. So he's all about the numbers. Numbers help. Personally, I need to know at least somewhat about the team to be able to bet on them. Like, yeah, the numbers make sense, but like, I don't know shit about that.
So basically, we're gonna talk about a few games that we like, and then we'll definitely give you the yes, we're definitely gonna bet on this, and you'll see it in the description that we're gonna pick that. But let's start off with UCF Louisville.
Minus 6.5, Bob, and this is one of those out of the 20 that I actually do really like. I think Louisville's a bit fraudulent for the past few years, ever since Lamar Jackson's graduated. People and the book have been thinking that Louisville still has that high-powered offense that can score 30 to 40 points at will. They don't. They just had Lamar Jackson. And they're back to the same old Louisville football team that no one ever fucking heard of. The only thing people know Louisville for is their basketball team. And that's what they should be known for because they're a basketball school. They're not a football school. UCF, on the other hand, is a football school.
Right.
Bob went into this thinking about the over. I like both, but I'm gonna go with UFC minus 6.5.
And the more I look at the numbers, I like UCF minus 6.5 too. I think that's a better bet than the over. The over's there, but really your safer bet is the minus 6.5.
Because and we talked this through, Bob. And what we said was we can count on UCF getting their 40.
Right. We don't.
Can
know
we count on Louisville getting their 30 to get to the over?
And if it's already going to be
and
that,
then at that point, 6.5.
right. So might as well just lay the points. And
Lay the points. I think that's going to be a pretty easy one, to be honest.
Now let's move on to Michigan State versus Miami. Michigan State's getting points.
I don't think I would, Bob. I don't think I would ever say I would bet or root for Michigan State, but holy fuck, here I am. Woo! Taking the Spartans. Their offense looks really good this year.
They look really good. Miami, we still don't know what they're gonna.
Still unproven.
Still unproven. I'll take Michigan State plus the points all fucking day.
I think no matter how this game goes, whether it's a defensive game or an offensive game, because Miami might show that offense that they had last year and score 40 points, but I think Michigan has the offense to keep up with them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
So,
let's talk about Virginia Tech, West Virginia. Steve really likes this game.
I like Tech minus 2.5 or plus 2.5.
Plus 2.5.
I might just money line. I read it as minus 2.5. I missed the symbol. And then when Bob told me it was plus 2.5, I was like, oh damn, that's even better. Like I was gonna lay 2.5, so I might bet that money line. Yeah. I like Tech in this game. That defense is impressive. They looked really good. Yes, they're not the same team on the road as they are at home, but
how much do you really think West Virginia is going to put up against that defense?
The defense is legit. That defense is legit. So,
if you take the points, if you feel a little bit unsure, money line's
going to give you even money, maybe plus 105.
Yeah. So do you want
to? The 2 points is definitely worth taking. It's not worth the $10, but
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to take the 2.5, but
one that we like, Nebraska. And shit, I lost it.
Toledo? Were you on the Toledo dude?
No. Nebraska's playing.
Oklahoma. Yep.
Nebraska's playing Oklahoma. We like the over in that game.
Hey, Martinez from Nebraska is actually a really good quarterback. Oklahoma is QBU now apparently with 3 straight starting quarterbacks being drafted into the NFL, which is ridiculous. And the Sam Rattler guy, I don't know if he's if he's on the same level as like Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield, but I mean he's still He's the predecessor to Kyler Murray. Oklahoma's good for 40. It's at 62. I like Nebraska's offense. I think they can put up another 20 to 25 points. I like the over in this game.
Like the over. We're probably not going to put any money on it, though. So,
Depends on
how
my weekend's going.
how it goes. Bama. We're going
Hammer.
over the 60.
Bama's good for 40 at least. They might get 50. They're playing Florida, who also has a good offense. I saw in a headline like 3 days ago, it said, clash of two high-powered offenses. I don't know where it was from, but that was the headline. It was a clash of... And you have the over-under at 59 with Bama, who's a guaranteed 40 every time they step on the field.
Take it all day.
Florida's going to score. They're going to get to their 20 points that they need to go over. This is an easy one, folks. Bama over. We also talked about the Bama minus 14. I like that as well.
We think the over is going to be.
I think the over is a more safer bet, but either way, either Bama minus 14 or the over. Both are good bets. If you feel risky, parlay them together. But when it comes to that game, the one pick that is guaranteed money is Bama over 60. Sorry.
Toledo, Colorado State University.
This is another one that I love. Toledo minus 14. They should have beat Notre Dame.
They're a sneaker.
They dropped the ball at the end of the game against Notre Dame. They were up with like 40 seconds left. They should have won that game. But coming from a mid-major school.
All right, we got Toledo, Colorado State University.
I really like Toledo minus 14 here. The way they played Notre Dame, that offense is legit. Everybody was talking about how that offense was before, and after watching the game, I truly believe it. The fact that they were in Notre Dame and almost beat them, and it came down to a 40-second three-play drive that Notre Dame pulled out of their ass and luckily won the game, or they would be completely out of the college playoff talk. But Toledo was very close to having the upset of the year last week, and they're going back home. They might feel pretty salty, but they're also going to be like, hey, if one of the best teams,
right.
They're gonna smoke. Colorado State's 0-2. They're losing to shitty teams. Toledo, as a mid-major, starting their conference play, they're gonna win this game, and they're gonna win it big. Toledo minus 14. That's one of my favorite picks for college.
Let's talk Arkansas State versus Washington. We like Arkansas State plus 16.
It's actually at 17 now, Bob.
It's at 17 now.
Which isn't a good sign if it keeps going up. But also, mind you, Washington has scored only 17 points the entire year in 2 games.
We have it in spades right off the bat. We have plus 16,
yes,
17 points.
Arkansas State definitely isn't the defense of Michigan. I forgot who else they played, but 17 points I feel like is a lot to lay for a team that can't fucking score. I feel like if Arkansas can score 17 themselves, I think we're covering.
There we go. We got a few others we're going to put in the description. We're just going to skip right to Penn State. Let's talk about Penn State. Prime time against
Game
Auburn.
of the week. College game day is going to be there. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I personally wouldn't really advise betting on it if, to make money, but sometimes it's hard to watch a game without having a bit of action on it. You know what I mean, Bob? So,
yeah.
Primetime game, I'm going to watch it. It's hard for me to watch a game and not have at least some sort of action on it. I'm going to go with Penn State minus 5 simply because of the atmosphere going into Penn State. The house is going to be rocking. It's one of the craziest houses to play against in college football. I like Penn State, but man,
I don't know. I like Auburn, but I believe in what Steve's saying, and I'll I'll put my ego aside and definitely go with Penn State -5. I like it. Let's move on to NFL.
NFL it is.
All right.
NFL, Bob, I got a good feeling about this week.
It's going to be a good week,
I think this is a good money-making Sunday. It's part of me that's like, is it too good to be true?
It probably isn't. But
I don't think it is.
We're looking good.
There's at least 4 or 5 games that I really like. So let's get right into it.
Let's get right into it. So Raiders, they are Raiders Steelers. Steelers are -6.5. Over under is 48.5.
I like Steelers +6 in this game.
Raiders.
Or Raiders, sorry. I like Raiders +6 in this game. Simply because of what they came off on that Monday night win. I think they're going to have a lot of momentum going in. I think the Steelers kind of got away with playing a Buffalo Bills team that didn't show up prepared and thought they could just win a fucking game.
That laid a fucking egg.
But also, I'm not high on this one. But if I had to bet it, Raiders +6.
Let's talk about the 49ers Eagles.
Eagles fan, I've made a commitment to myself. I am not betting for the Eagles. Well, I've never ever bet against the Eagles. I just can't do it.
So I'll take over from here. I'll take the 49ers -3.5 all day. I mean, if I just believe in it. But also, we like the over in that game.
I do like that over. I think that Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts has proved that the Falcons, I think, are garbage. They have been for the past few years, ever since they blew a 28-3 lead. Thank you, $2,000. We'll get it in. We'll tell that story.
We'll
later.
tell that story a long time ago. Or a long time from now.
But I like the over at 49.5 because, one, I think the Eagles' defense isn't as good as the 6 points they gave up against the Falcons. And this comes from an Eagles fan, but I do believe in that offense. 49ers have a really good offense. One of those, look at last week, they gave up 30 points to the Lions. Eagles have a better offense than the Lions. I like the over. Not going to bet the game, but if I had to bet it, I'm taking over. Bob, I don't blame you. From an outsider's point, I do like 49ers -3 in that game, but
You can't do it.
can't do it.
Texans Browns. Browns are laying 11.5. Over under is 48.
Don't touch the game.
I'm not gonna touch it at all. I'm gonna bet the Browns in a money line parlay, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Let's move right on to Broncos -6 against the Jags.
I kind of like it. I don't think I'm going to bet it, but the Giants, I mean, I guess we'll find out after tonight, but I think the Giants are a better team than the Jags, right? And
Yeah.
Broncos beat up on them pretty well. Jags lost to the Texans. Urban Meyer might retire from the NFL before their bye week. That Jags whole situation is not good. They're gonna ruin Trevor Lawrence.
Oh yeah, they are.
He's not gonna have a career in the NFL. But
hey,
with that being said, there's
sacrificial lambs.
and we'll get to it. There's too many other games on the board for me to worry about this one.
And speaking of that, let's talk about the Saints -3.5 against the Panthers. Hammer.
If you want to make money, go to your bank, take out every last dollar. Go to your grandma, grab her purse, take every dollar out of that. Go to your girlfriend, ask her for $100. I don't even get every single dollar you can find around you. Remortgage your house. I don't know, and put it all on the Saints -3.5. This is free fucking money, my friends. Free money,
and we're taking that as our $1 million run bet of the week. I'm going to double down my 49ers Lions over, and you're doubling down.
I'm doubling down the same 49ers.
Yeah, the same thing. So we're going to double down those right on to week 2. take the Saints minus 3.5.
I mean, Bob, if
It's an easy one.
if they can hold, I know there's a few injuries on the offensive side of the Saints, but defensively, if they can hold the MVP to 3 points, I mean, kissing chicks, Sam Darnold is not going to do shit. He threw a pick to the Jets.
Right, exactly. So we're going to take that. Rams, Colts. Rams are minus 4.5. Over
I don't
unders
like
46
that game
and a
at
half.
all.
Don't like it. The lines are too close. And also the Colts probably are going to come out and do pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for a good, like, money line dog bet, to be honest, I think this might be your best one of the week. Just because the Colts do have a good chance of winning this game, but it's 4.5 is too much for this game. If it was a pick 'em, maybe I would consider going Rams, but
Yeah. Let's go Bills minus 3.5. Over unders 47.5.
Bob, I potentially liked this a little too much a few nights ago.
Tell them the story.
Saw it at 3.5. Had 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 too many beers in me. Saw it at minus 3.5 at plus 105. I was like, this motherfucker's going up to at least 6 by kickoff. So I put $500 on it, thinking I was doing a smart play. And it's actually at minus 3 now.
And we
At
need
minus
the Bills.
112. So we're going Bills. But Bob, it was potentially. My mind might have been fogged. I may or may not have been a
You
little
thought it was going to
intoxicated.
go up to 6 points. I get it.
But also, in reality, I think the Bills last week, I think they had a little bit too much confidence coming out of camp. They heard all the hype from the media, and they thought they were just going to walk on the field and win a game. They got smacked in the mouth by the Steelers and realized that they're playing in the NFL and that anybody, any week, can win a game. I think they're going to come back for a divisional game, a big year, a lot of pressure this year. I think the Bills and that offense is going to put up the 28 to 30 points that they should and are capable of doing. And on the flip side, I think their defense is just as comparable as the Pats' defense. I think the Fish are only going to score 17 points again. I think the Bills are going to have a big bounce back week. They need it.
They definitely need
They
it.
need it because if they lose this game, all hell could break loose in Buffalo. Bills Mafia
That city's going to burn.
might burn down. So, I think Josh Allen and that team, I think they're going to allow Buffalo to be a city for one more week, and Bills minus 3.5.
Let's go with Patriots minus 5 against the Jets. 42.5 is the over-under.
I kind of like this. There's injuries on both sides. It started at 3. This is probably the game I should have drunkenly put 500 on, but now at 6. I still like it. I love betting against. We love betting against the Jets. Jets football, baby.
Love Jets football.
I'm still undecided. It's
like
another one of those. I like it, but if you have to bet the game, I'm going New England minus 6. I'm undecided.
I also like the under.
I do like the under in this game as well. Jets do have a pretty good defense. I think New England and Bill Belichick, one more week is another week for them and Mac Jones to figure out what they're doing. This team's only going to get better as the year goes on. But I'm still going to wait maybe a few more weeks to bet on them.
Or against the Jets. Let's go Jets football.
Let's go Jets football.
Bengals, Bears. Bears are minus 2.5.
Hey, Bob, what did I tell you about them Bengals last week?
You definitely told me.
Still not confident to bet them. I don't know. I think the Bears are a little. The score wasn't as close as the Bears actually. I think played a good game. If you watch that game, I think they played decently, but their offense still won't allow Andy Dalton to throw the ball more than 10 yards down the field. So that's another issue.
We're staying away from the game. Basically.
Like we said, bet what you're confident in, and this is another one where I don't really know.
How about Falcons, Buccaneers? Buccaneers minus 12.5. Over under 52.5. Bucks minus 12.5.
I like it. I first came into this thinking the over, but once I talked to Bob about it and basically just voiced it, I realized, oh wait, shit. If the Eagles can blow out the Falcons, the Bucks should be able to cover 12.
Yeah.
I like the over, just thinking like if the Eagles can score 30, the Bucks should score 40. But then thinking about that, it's like, wait, hold on, 12.5?
Yeah. They're not gonna let the Falcons score enough points to get close to that.
The Bucks have a better offense and defense than the Eagles, and the Eagles beat them by 20 points.
Lay it all there.
This should be an easy one, Bob. Bucks minus 12. We're taking it.
Cardinals, Vikings. Cardinals minus 4.5. 50.5 is the over/under.
I guess you can start this one.
Yeah, I like the Cardinals. I was going to take the Cardinals last week, and of course, Murray fucking goes on a tear. The problem with this, yes, the Vikings are a garbage fire, but Murray is so up and down, I don't know if since he already had a good game, this is probably going to be a bad game. I like the Cardinals minus 4.5, but just because of the ebbs and flows and because we have other picks, I'm personally not going to take it. But it is a good bet, Cardinals minus 4.5.
I disagree a little bit on this, Bob. I think last week I know you said Cardinals plus 3. I said both these teams, it's going to be a good game, potentially best game of the week. It was too undecided. I think that game showed us a lot about what the Cards are all about.
Yeah.
I think Titans are still a good team, and the Cards blew them out on the road. Vikings lost to the Bengals. The Vikings, apparently, it came out, I saw something that Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins watched film together for the first time. They've been
That's cute.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah. Yeah, we lost to the Bengals. We should maybe go take a little film date. That's actually kind of scary, though, because if anybody knows anything about football, the head coach and the quarterback watch film together probably 3 times a week.
Right, and they're not doing it.
Yeah, so
Shows you what's going on in that.
This is one of my favorite bets of the week. I am hammering Cards minus 4.
All right, I like it. Let's move on to the Titans, Seahawks. Seahawks minus 5.5. 53 is the over/under.
Bob, you like the under, right, in this game?
I like the under in this game.
He likes the under. I'm not going to touch this game. Yes, like I said, back to we didn't really know about the Cards and the Titans. I think the Titans are still a good team. Seahawks, they're good home. I feel like 5.5 is too much. 50. I just think the book has this game pegged perfectly. I think this is right where this game's gonna be, and I don't like betting on those games. So that's why I'm going to stay away from it. If I had to, I'd probably take Hawks minus 5.5 just because they're the home team. But I think this game's both between the spread and the over/under. I think Vegas has this one pegged. I think this one's going to be right on the line.
Let's talk about Cowboys, Chargers. Chargers minus 2.5. 54.5 is the over/under.
The way that offense and the Cowboys looked last week, impressive. Actually, very impressive. I did not expect that out of them. Cowboys just lost to Marcus Lawrence, their best defender potentially on their team. I would like if the over was at like 50 or 51, I'd probably take it, but I think 55 is a little too steep for me. I'm going to stay away from this game, but I think this game is cut out for a fucking shootout. Justin Herbert versus Dak Prescott. I could see this thing being very high scoring, absolute shootout. But that being said, I have too many other games that I like, and I'm simply going to stay away from it because there's other games on the board that I like better. If it was any other week, I'd probably take the over in this game.
Let's go with the Chiefs, Ravens. Chiefs minus 2.5. Over/under is 55.
Simply put, if Derek Carr can put throw for 450 yards on the Ravens, Patrick Mahomes should be able to do that in the first 3 quarters. Chiefs minus 3.5.
I'll take it all day. And then Monday night, the Pack against the Lions. Pack minus 10.5, and the over/under is 49.
I like the Pack, but I don't.
You like the Pack too much.
Yeah. Not gonna bet it, obviously. But I could see a revenge game. Aaron Rodgers loves beating up on the Lions. He always beats the fuck out of them. In Lambeau, home opener. 11 points is too much for me. If it was at maybe 7, I'd consider it. 11's too much for me. Not gonna bet the game, especially how the Lions almost backdoor covered fucking San Fran last week. If anything, maybe the over.
If anything,
We still got to find out what the Pack are all about.
Right. Well, anything that helps. You got the Lions are 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 meetings. So
They love covering, baby.
they love covering, and they might cover this one. But also, Aaron Rodgers might be fucking pissed, and he might just put up 30 points and big fuck you to the Lions. So.
Oh, it's definitely going to happen. It just depends on whether the Lions score or not. Which,
Right.
in a way, Jared Goff and TJ Hawk and DeAndre Swift, they actually looked pretty good. That 49ers defense, I think, watch out for Lions overs, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And then basically to finish it out, I'm going to do a money line parlay. I'm going to take the Browns, the Bucks, the Cards, the Seahawks, the Saints, and the 49ers.
And to end it, our $1 million run, if anybody's following, week 2, we're at $190. We're putting that $190 on the Saints minus 3.5. To win, what?
380.
What's
Minus that?
180.
About 350.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. So.
And if we win that, we're definitely not stopping for another few weeks. So.
Oh, no way. We're going. We're going huge.
I'm gonna, and just to end it, I'll tell you this: I'm gonna do a parlay of all my minus 3s to 4s. Chiefs, Saints, Cards, Bills, all laying 3 to 4 points. Parlaying all that. That's gonna be $100 to win me a good 600, 700. So, or wait, 1,200.
Be a nice payday.
I'm gonna do that. I feel very confident with our NFL picks.
Yeah, lean heavy on that, and play around with the college and the.
Be safe with college.
UFC.
Don't blow your load on Saturday because I guarantee you our Sunday picks are gonna pay.
Right. So just with a few dip and dunks, keep the money low. Save your money for Sunday. Sunday's gonna be the big time to make the money. We're just hoping that we make a little bit of money off the book, so then it's a free play on Sunday.
Yeah. If you can get one free game, if you can come up $100 on Saturday, that gives you one free game to bet on.
Right.
And that's that money you throw on New England minus 6 because you're like, yeah, fuck it. Like I'm already,
Right.
And I like it, but I'm,
we're
but
still
if you're
up.
up, that's that type of money you use to make more money. That's how I play it.
So to finish it off, obviously follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. That's the only way that we're going to be able to tell you what our picks are going to be in live time if we change anything. And hope to see you next week.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. The Patriots -5.
The fuck are you doing?
Sorry. Alright, I didn't know you were filming yet. Brandon wants to know.
In prime time.
Prime time. This is a tough game to fucking pick. We were talking about it earlier before we went on, and I really like Penn. Yo, I'm gonna fucking fight these dogs.